once I finish knitting all my designs, I always roll them up and keep them stored here on my little shawl shelves. So I just fold them and roll them like a little knitted burrito. So I like rolling them so that the angles are nice and curved and there's not as many creases in the fabric. And then I organize them by either like the collection, the ebook, or I have all my mystery shawls here. And one of my favorite mystery shawls, or kind of the journey of first mystery shawl design to the final pattern, was this one. This was Texture Time, and when I was playing with the design, I just used all these fun bright colors, and I love the little black and white braids and border that just clashes against all those bright colors. So this was the first version I made of that Texture Time, and then the final version became a 5-color shawl. So some of the mystery designs I knit 2 or 3 times to come up with the idea, writing the pattern down, and then I knit the final version while I filmed the mystery videos in the fall for the Westknits Mystery Shawl Knit Along. And this was the final Texture Time with 5 colors and a little fluffy peach accent color for those short row wavy wiggles. So it was a really fun experiment to play with all these random colors in my stash and just let myself go wild with the color combination. And then the final version was a little bit more focused. So this is one of the largest and longest mystery shawls in terms of the wingspan length. So I fold this one up like a little baby burrito, and it goes on the shelf there. But there's so many ways to wear these fun big shapes. This one has a V shape to it, so when you put it over your shoulders, it just naturally curves over, and then you could drape those wingspan little shawl shapes over your shoulders and have that focal point in the back. Or when you have these long shapes, I place the center in the front, and then I drape the 2 wingtips over for more of that scarfy shawl drape. So there's so many ways to wear these fun big shapes, and there's no right or wrong way. So you gotta play with it and see which kind of style and drape you like best for your outfits and for your kind of lifestyle. Let's go with another big one. This one's the Shawl Smorgasbord. This was another one where I knitted all these fun multicolor, bright light colors for my first palette. And then the final version was more of a rainbow palette for the final colors. So this is a really large stitch sampler shawl called the Shawl Smorgasbord. And before you put it on, one thing I like to do when I wear it like a scarf is to scrunch it up first. And then you have that nice layer and drape of the fabric so that when you wrap it around, it's already nicely layered, and then you can just adjust it from there. So this is how I wear most of my shawls for when I'm biking in the city. When you do that scrunch, it like brings all the fabric up so it doesn't get too much in the way of your hands or your bicycle wheels. We don't want any little accidents because of our shawls. Want them to keep us safe and warm. So that's the Shawl Smorgasbord. This one's a really fun one to knit with single skeins. So you just use 1 skein of each color. The final pattern is designed for 7 colors, and it's a really fun one to use random variegated yarns, some mohair yarns. You just go wild with your color choice. I love these big multicolor projects because you get to use so many different types of colors, and they're really nice stash busters using lots and lots of yarn. This is another 7-color shawl called Fantastitch, another like stitch sampler, playing with slip stitches and random little thin stripe accents, and there's a final big chevron border to this design. This one's the large size, so you could drape it maybe asymmetrically over one shoulder and then take the big end and toss it over, and that's going to help you see kind of more of the fabric when it's draped over one shoulder like that. And this is the small size. It's still quite big, but it doesn't have quite as many sections at the border. It stops early, and you do the border before knitting the final large size sections. So it's missing a big chunk from the large size, but it's still a really decent size, mixing all those grays with the purples. So this one you could wrap, give it a little drape, wrap it around like a scarf, plenty long enough to wear all kinds of different ways for the small size of Fantastitch. Let's look at a few more. What else do we have here? We have some DK weight shawls. Those of you that like thicker and quicker types of projects, the Pierre shawl is one of my favorite faded DK weight shawls, working with 4 shades from that light gray down to the hot pink border. And it's really fun, simple stitches, twisted ribbing, some knits and purls. And this is the basket weaver shawl. This is another DK weight pattern that you can knit with your DK weight yarns. Every time you knit with that thicker yarn on like a US 6 or 7 needle, like a 4.5 millimeter needle, it goes so quick. So you can knit a really big shawl size in about half the time with the DK weight thickness. So pretty. This is Undercover Otter's Eventide DK base, and this one is Walk Collection. These are a couple of my favorite DK weight yarns because they're so drapey and come in really vivid colors. Yeah, the Walk Collection Merino DK, it's all hand dyed with these really fun splashy speckles. So you can get a lot of shawl out of just 4 skeins of DK weight yarn for that Pierre shawl. So that's it. We've got my sweaters here. There's just too much to go over. I'll have to make some more fun videos for you. I have a lot of individual pattern tutorials, techniques, and some pattern tours. Those are all on my YouTube channel at Westknits, youtube.com/Stephen West on my Westknits YouTube channel. So there's a lot of in-depth details and construction techniques that you can follow along there. But thanks for coming along with me here in my studio. Had a really fun time showing you off the designs and some color ideas. And I hope you embrace that woolly world of Westknit style with your own colorful creations so you can make something beautiful out of the things you have. And I always remember that whenever you're making something by hand, that you've got to make it grand, okay? So all those little details, all those random colors, you can mix them all together to make something truly unique and a wearable work of art. So thanks for coming along, and I'll see you later.